Just imagine you've had a hard day and you come home to the smell of homemade bread and fresh jam. This was one of my favorite treats as a child. I would come home to my mom's fresh baked bread lathered with homemade jam. To this day, I can hardly open up a jar of homemade jam without that feeling of sitting at my childhood kitchen table enjoying my after school snack. There are many benefits to making your own jam. The first one being taste. Homemade jam is made in most cases with less than 4 ingredients. There's no extra fillers and it's relatively easy to make. An article in the Huffington Post called The Taste Test, the best store-bought strawberry jam, dated August 21st this year. 15 brands of jam were tasted and tested. The ingredients of each were listed. 7 of the 15 used high fructose corn syrup. 3 had preservatives, and 8 others had other flavors added to the strawberries. In order to get a pure and good tasting jam, you need to make it from scratch. Today, I'm going to explain to you how to make your own strawberry jam. The whole process takes less than an hour and can be stored in your pantry for more than a year. The recipe that I use today is from my tried and true Blue Ball book. I've used this book many times for several different recipes. The recipe that I'm going to use today is for strawberry jam. In order to make your own jam, you need to gather a few items. You will need 4 pint jars and new lids and rings for those jars. I use a steam canner, but you can also use a large canning pot and bring water to boil in the bath. If you use the boiling bath, you will also need to have either a jar gripper or a jar tray to remove the jars from the boiling water. A steam canner doesn't use this equipment, and all you'll need to do is fill the bottom of the steam canner with water and be sure to have hot pads handy. You will need 2 quarts of fresh strawberries. The berries should be ripe but not overripe. You want the freshest fruit, either hand-picked or purchased from the market. You'll want to clean the berries and remove all the stems. You will need to have a box of fruit pectin. This is an apple-based product that helps to gel the jam so that it will not be runny like syrup. You also need 1/4 cup of lemon juice and 7 cups of sugar. It's best that you pre-measure your ingredients before the cooking process starts. Once you have your ingredients ready, you will want to wash and sanitize your jars. Place wash jars in your steam canner for 10 minutes to sanitize, and then place your lids in a small pot of boiling water and turn off the heat. The lid should sit in the boiling water for at least 5 minutes to soften the seal. Now you're ready to begin. You'll want to have at least a 5-quart pot to cook your fruit in to avoid boiling over. Mash your fruit with a potato masher in the pot and add the 1/4 cup of lemon juice and a package of pectin. You then stir in the pectin, make sure that it's dissolved. Turn on your burner to medium-high heat, and you'll want to stir your fruit continuously until the fruit comes to a boil. Once it's at a boil, you'll add your 7 cups of sugar all at once and continue stirring the fruit mixture continuously. The mixture can foam up, so I add a teaspoon of butter so that it cuts back the foam. Once your fruit has returned to a roiling boil after you've added your sugar, you wanted to continue to stir the boiling mixture for 1 minute and then turn off the heat. Once the heat is off, you'll ladle the fruit mixture into your hot jars, leaving a 1/4 of an inch space from the rim of the jar. You want to make sure that your jars are wiped clean and that the seal doesn't have any excess fruit on it. Place your lids on the jars and tighten the ring. Once the jars are filled, place them into the steam canner and cook them in the steam bath for 10 minutes. I normally wait till my steam canner starts to to make a sound similar to a kettle or a teapot, and then I start counting my 10 minutes down. Once they have cooked for 10 minutes in the steam counter, you can turn off the heat and remove them from the steam counter, and the jars will vacuum seal, and your jam is complete. As you can see, making jam is pretty simple. Why not start filling your pantry with all your favorite jams? You can do this for very little money and very little time, and it is so much better than anything you can buy in the store.